Hello and welcome to Silver Narrative, your ultimate space to learn and master English. Have you ever found yourself sitting alone, wishing you could speak English confidently but there's no one to talk to? You open your books, you watch YouTube videos, you listen to others speak fluently, and you wonder, why can't I talk like that? You try but the words don't come out. You forget everything you've studied. You feel slow, embarrassed, stuck. And slowly, you start to believe that painful lie. Maybe I'll never speak fluent English. But listen carefully, that's not true. You don't need an expensive institute. You don't need a speaking partner. You don't even need perfect grammar. And you definitely don't have to wait for someone to help you. Because in this video, I'm not just giving you tips. I'm giving you a system. A complete step-by-step plan that can transform your English speaking even if you're completely alone. You'll see exactly what helped countless shy, silent learners become confident, fluent English speakers all by themselves. This isn't motivation. This isn't theory. This is proof, real stories of real people who had no money, no support, no confidence, only a deep desire to learn. In this video, you'll discover how to build a powerful daily speaking habit, even when you have no one to talk to. How to think in English instead of translating in your head. How to become comfortable with your voice, your mistakes, and your journey. How to use the tools you already have, your mirror, your phone, your voice, to create real fluency. And how to use modern tools like ChatGPT to simulate real conversations anytime, anywhere. You'll also learn how to make English feel natural, personal, and even emotional so you never forget what you learn. But before we begin, ask yourself one question. Am I truly serious about my English? If your answer is yes, then stay with me till the very end. Because this might be the most important English video you've ever watched. The one that finally helps you stop being silent, and start being unstoppable. Let's begin with the first powerful practice. 1. Talk to yourself. Yes, you heard that right. Talk to yourself every single day. And no, this isn't about being weird, it's about being smart. Here's a secret most people never tell you. The fastest way to improve your speaking is to actually speak, even if it's just to yourself. Think about it, babies don't learn language from grammar books. They learn by making sounds, repeating words, and talking constantly even when no one understands them at first. That's how their brains get trained. That's how confidence is built. And guess what? You can do the same starting right now. Wake up, go to the mirror, look at yourself, and begin your day in English. Say something simple like, "Good morning. Today is Monday. I woke up at 7:00. I brushed my teeth. I made tea. Now I'm ready to start my day." Keep going. Describe your actions. Describe your thoughts. Describe your plans. Say something like, "I have a lot to do today. I'll finish my work by 5, then I'll go for a walk. I feel motivated." Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about mistakes. Because right now, you're doing something far more important. You're building fluency. You're giving your brain a new voice. You're training your mouth to move with English sounds. And most importantly, you're telling your fear, "You don't control me anymore." Let me share something real with you. There was a girl I once worked with from a small town, where no one spoke English. She never had English classes at school, and she used to feel completely hopeless. But then, she started one simple habit: mirror talk. Every single day, for just 10 minutes, she would stand in front of her mirror and speak in English. At first, she hated her voice. She forgot words. She felt fake. But she didn't stop. After 30 days, everything changed. Her voice sounded different. Her confidence grew. She started talking to others in English. And soon, She even cleared a job interview in English. Not because she was perfect, but because she practiced. Because she stopped waiting for someone to help her, and started using her own voice. That is the real power of speaking to yourself. It's free. It's simple. And it works. But only if you do it daily. Don't overthink. Just start. Tomorrow morning, stand in front of your mirror and speak. Don't ask for permission. Just talk. And here's another powerful step: record your voice. One of the greatest tools you already have is your own voice. But here's the painful truth: most learners never listen to themselves. They speak but they never check. They talk but they never reflect. And that's why they stay stuck at the same level for years. So imagine this. You take your phone, press the record button, and speak for just 2 minutes. Talk about your day. Today I woke up at 6 a.m. I made black coffee. I was tired, but I had to go to work. Or talk about your dream. Someday, I want to live in Canada. I want to work in a good company. I want to speak English confidently with my team. Then, listen to that recording. For the first time, really hear yourself. At first, you might hate your voice. You'll notice mistakes. You might feel embarrassed. But don't stop there. That's where real growth begins. Now you can ask yourself: did I pronounce this word clearly? Was I too slow or too fast? Did I say he go instead of he goes? Am I repeating the same sentence again and again? Your ears become your teacher. And once you start hearing your weak points, you can finally fix them. Let me tell you about one man who did this. He worked in a hotel and always dreamed of speaking to foreign guests, but he had no one to practice with. So, he made a decision. Every night before bed, he started recording himself speaking in English. At first, it was terrible. He stammered. He forgot words. His grammar was broken. But he didn't stop. He did it every single night, speaking, recording, and then listening to his own voice. It wasn't easy. He listened with pain in his heart, but fire in his soul. And then, something amazing happened. After just 3 months, he could clearly express himself. He stopped saying every 3 seconds. He fixed his biggest grammar mistakes. He even started giving short welcome speeches at his hotel in English with confidence. Not because he had a teacher, but because he had courage. That one habit changed his entire English. So tonight, take your phone. Hit record. Speak. Tomorrow, listen to yourself. And every day repeat. Speak. Listen. Improve. That's how fluency is built, not in books, but in your own voice. Practice 3, shadowing, the secret tool to sound like a native speaker. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful yet most underrated speaking methods: shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly what they say, like an echo, like a shadow, like an actor copying a scene. Why does it work so well? Because it trains everything at once. Your ears, to listen carefully. Your mouth, to pronounce clearly. Your rhythm, to sound natural. And your confidence, to speak without fear. Let's break it down step by step so it's easy to follow. How to shadow like a pro. Choose a short clip 30 seconds to 1 minute long. It can be a YouTube video, a podcast, a movie dialogue, or even a short speech. Play one sentence at a time. Pause. Then repeat out loud. For example, the speaker says, "I don't believe in luck. I believe in hard work." You pause and say, "I don't believe in luck. I believe in hard work." Match the tone, emotion, and speed. Repeat each line 3 to 5 times. Don't move forward until it flows smoothly from your mouth. Record your shadowing. Compare. Repeat. Go one step further, record your version and compare it with the original. Notice how your pronunciation, rhythm, and energy start to improve. What shadowing teaches you. How English feels in your mouth. How to stop translating in your head. The music of English, its rhythm, rise and fall. Think of it like this. When a dancer learns a move, they copy the choreographer step by step. When a singer trains, they match the tone of a great artist. So why should speaking English be any different? You're not just learning words. You're learning expression, rhythm, confidence. Choose topics you love. Love movies? Shadow dialogues from your favorite films. Love business? Shadow motivational speeches. Love stories? Shadow audiobooks or narrations. Because when you feel something, you remember it. The more you enjoy it, the faster you improve. Practice 4. Tell stories out loud, real or imaginary. Now let's talk about something that doesn't just improve your fluency, it boosts your imagination, confidence, and emotional expression. It's called storytelling practice. You simply tell stories out loud by yourself. Why is this so powerful? Because when you tell a story, you're not just speaking words. You're expressing feelings. You're using past, present, and future tenses all at once. You describe actions, places, people, emotions, and thoughts naturally, practicing grammar, vocabulary, and structure without thinking about rules. And the best part? You don't need anything, just your imagination and your voice. Here are some powerful ways to practice. Tell a real story from your life. Practice 4. Tell stories out loud, real or imaginary. Let's continue with storytelling. Say something simple like, last week, I went to the market. It was raining. I didn't have an umbrella, but I needed to buy vegetables. Now, keep going. Talk about what happened. What did you see? What did you feel? What did you do? Maybe you say, I couldn't believe it. I told my parents, and they were shocked. Add drama. Add emotion. Add surprise. Why? Because when you speak with emotion, your memory becomes stronger. And when you speak with creativity, your confidence begins to grow. You're no longer just speaking English. You're living it. Try this. Pick a photo, a memory, or even an object around you. Look at it and tell its story. For example, this is my first phone. I bought it when I was 18. I saved money for 6 months. It reminds me of my struggle. Now your words are connected to emotion, and emotion creates language. Most English learners struggle to speak because they focus too much on grammar rules, and not enough on using the language naturally. But here's the truth. When you start telling stories out loud, even simple ones, for just 10 minutes a day, something powerful happens. Your brain starts to think in complete sentences. Your mouth gets used to forming ideas in English. And slowly, fluency becomes natural. This practice doesn't require perfect grammar. It doesn't require a partner. It doesn't require a textbook. It only requires your voice and your imagination. And if you stay consistent telling small stories daily, you'll start to notice something incredible. Your confidence grows. Your pauses reduce. And your English begins to flow effortlessly. Bonus tip. Record your stories. Listen. Improve. Over time, you'll be amazed at how beautifully your sentences begin to flow, because speaking English isn't about perfection. It's about practice. And storytelling is the most natural form of speaking in human history. You don't need a teacher. You don't need permission. You just need your voice and a story to tell. And believe me, everyone has stories. Even you. Practice 5. Teach English to an imaginary student. This next practice is something almost no one talks about, yet it's one of the fastest ways to master any language. It's called teach to learn. Yes, even if you're still a beginner. Even if your grammar isn't perfect. You should start teaching English to an imaginary student. Let me explain why this works so powerfully. When you try to teach something, your brain shifts from passive to active. You're no longer just listening, you're explaining. You're not just memorizing, you're organizing your thoughts. You're not just repeating, you're creating structure. And that's how deep understanding is built. You can start this today. Practice 5, teach English to an imaginary student. Now, imagine this: there's a student sitting right in front of you. Maybe it's a child. Maybe it's your younger self. Now say, "Let me explain something to you." This is how we talk about our daily routine. We say, "I wake up at 6. I brush my teeth. I take a shower." These are present simple tense sentences. We use them to talk about habits, things we do regularly. Keep going. Talk like a teacher. Say, "Now let me teach you the difference between I went and I have gone." I went is used for a specific time in the past. I went to the market yesterday. I have gone is used when the time isn't clear, or when it still matters now. I have gone to that shop before. At first, it might feel strange, you might even feel a little silly. But here's what's secretly happening inside your brain. You're building logic. Your tongue is practicing flow. Your memory is repeating structures. And your confidence is growing with every second. Let's say you're sitting alone and want to practice English. Pretend you're a teacher, not to show off, but to train your brain to think clearly and explain ideas out loud. Start simple. For example, today, I'm going to teach how to talk about your daily routine in English. We use the present simple tense. So we say, "I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I go to work." Notice we use the base form of the verb because we're talking about regular actions. Now, explain it again, but slower, clearer, as if your student is learning for the first time. You can also teach small grammar points. For example, let's understand the difference between do and does. We use does with he, she, it. She does her homework. We use do with I, you, we, they. I do my work. So we don't say he do, that's wrong. We say he does. You can even ask yourself questions and answer them. Why do we say I go and not I goes? Because with I, we use the base verb. Only with he or she do we add s. And that's how you teach. Not for an audience, but for your own fluency. When you explain something in your own words, your brain becomes stronger at building full sentences, remembering patterns, organizing thoughts in English. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about building the habit of speaking, thinking, and expressing ideas in English. Bonus tip: speak slowly. Use gestures. Pretend you're really helping someone understand. And remember, when you teach, you learn twice. The world's greatest speakers didn't become great by just listening. They became great by speaking, sharing, and explaining. Even when no one was watching. So stop waiting. Become your own teacher. Speak like you're guiding someone, because you are. You're guiding your future self. Practice 6, build a real speaking routine, 15 minutes that change everything. If you truly want to speak English fluently, there's one golden rule you can never break. You must speak every single day. Even if it's just for 15 minutes. Most learners believe they need 3 hours a day, a perfect environment, or a native speaker to make progress. But that's a lie. What you really need is consistency. Because here's the truth. Speaking for 1 hour once a week is less powerful than speaking for just 10 to 15 minutes every day. Practice 7, Ask smart questions and practice with ChatGPT. You already know how to tell stories, teach imaginary students, and build a 15-minute daily routine. Now comes the next level, using ChatGPT to simulate real conversation. Step 1. Set the context. Start with a clear message like this. Hi, I'm learning English. Please be my conversation partner. Correct my grammar and help me sound natural. Now GPT knows to act like your friendly English coach, not a teacher giving you tests, but a speaking buddy who guides, corrects, and encourages you. Step 2. Start a conversation. You can say things like, "Hey, can we talk about movies? Let's pretend we're in a cafe. I'll order, you'll be the waiter. Move out! Can you ask me random daily life questions like an interview? Each time you speak, I'll correct your grammar, explain why, and help you rephrase naturally." Step 3. Ask smart questions. Instead of just saying "teach me English," ask targeted questions like, "What's the difference between say and tell? Can you give me 5 daily sentences using used to? How can I sound more natural when I greet someone? Correct my paragraph and explain my mistakes." When you ask smart questions, your learning becomes faster, deeper, and more personalized. Step 4. Treat it like real speaking. Even if you're typing, imagine you're talking out loud. Move your mouth, speak the words, feel the rhythm. This builds muscle memory for pronunciation and flow. Step 5. Stay consistent. Do this every day, even for 10 minutes. You don't need perfect grammar. You need momentum. Consistent speaking creates real fluency. Role plays with GPT. At the airport, you're checking in for a flight. At a restaurant, you order food, I'm the waiter. Job interview, I'll ask you real questions, you answer confidently. Friendly chat, we talk about weekend plans or favorite music. These situations are fun and practical. They train you to speak English that real people use every day. And now, let's make things practical. Imagine you're ordering food at a restaurant or preparing for a job interview. Let's practice together. ChatGPT will play the other person, and you'll respond. It's not just typing, it's a real conversation, like real life. Step 3. Start asking questions like a true learner. What's the difference between say and tell? Please correct my sentence, yesterday I go to office. Can you help me describe my best friend in English? You'll get clear, instant explanations. But don't stop there, challenge yourself. Ask ChatGPT to test you. Ask me 5 questions about my daily routine. Say, give me a sentence with a mistake, I'll try to fix it. Pretend, you're a waiter and I'm a customer ordering dinner. Now, you're not just reading or listening, you're thinking, speaking, and training in real time. Tips for using ChatGPT effectively. Practice at the same time every day, turn it into a daily habit. Note down new words and try to use them later in your stories or mirror talk. After every session, summarize the conversation aloud. That's your real speaking exercise. Don't be shy about using technology. Don't wait for the perfect teacher. Be your own teacher. Be your own voice. Use ChatGPT as your 24/7 language partner, always ready to listen, correct, and help you grow. Because the person who practices speaking daily, even with a machine, will one day speak confidently with the world. Describe everything around you anytime, anywhere. If you truly want English to become part of your life, your thoughts, your speech, your confidence, then stop limiting your practice to books and lessons. Your most powerful classroom is your environment. Real fluency begins when your brain starts thinking in English about real things around you. This method is called describe everything around you. Here's how to do it. Wherever you are, your kitchen, your bedroom, the bus stop, or your office, look around and start describing what you see. Speak out loud if you can. If not, whisper or think in English. Just don't stay silent. For example, there's a red chair in the corner. It looks a bit old. A white cup is on the table, maybe someone just had tea. The window is half open, I can hear birds outside. Now you're not memorizing. You're not translating. You're using English naturally to observe your world just like native speakers do. You can do this even during simple tasks. I'm pouring water into the kettle. It's almost full. Now I'm switching it on. I'll wait for 2 minutes, then add milk. It may sound simple, even boring, but it's powerful. You're training your brain to speak automatically, without pressure, without hesitation. Because fluency isn't built in silence, it's built in daily, living English.